Hello everyone, my name is Bethany and this is my channel Thany's Thoughts. Welcome back. Today I am going to be talking about series I want to reread. So these are books of series that either I have read them a long time ago and I want to reread them for a certain reason, or just ones that I want to reread in general. For me, rereading is really hard. I tend to get really bored when I reread things. They just don't seem to keep my attention because I know what's going to happen. The excitement of the potential is no longer there. I feel like a lot of these, though, are books that I read them long enough ago that I forgot enough about what they happened that maybe they'll just be like new. Maybe for some of these, not for all of them. And I don't know if I'm going to reread all of these. Definitely not in 2021. Probably not. I'm going to try to read some of these. But these are what I got so far. So to start off with, the first book series that I want to reread is the Abhorsen Trilogy by Garth Nix. This is the first book in the Abhorsen Trilogy, Sabriel. I read this book series when I was in high school, which is easily now 20 years ago. 20 years ago. Anyway, it was one of my favorite trilogies. It's a great fantasy world building. If you like fantasy world building, I strongly recommend it. Also necromancy, which was not something I really got into, but I kind of digged it for this book series. One of the reasons I want to really reread the series is because 20 years later, or 15 years later, because this book came out a few years ago already, he decided to write another book from the series in the same world, which is great, but it's been so long since I've been back in this world, I just don't remember what happens. So I definitely need to go back and reread the trilogy before I get back to the world to actually read the new book. Hashtag goals. These are goals. I really want this to happen because I love the book series growing up. I do think I will enjoy it going back to it. And I'm really excited that he came out with another new book from the same world. All very good things. Very exciting things. The next book series that I want to reread is going to be His Dark Materials by Philip Pullman. This is the first book, The Golden Compass, from the series. Obviously, HBO has been doing the miniseries based on the book series, which hence is my reasoning for wanting to go back and to reread this. Since my 12-year-old heart read this book series, I have wanted an adaptation, a true adaptation, because the first movie is terrible compared to the first book. So I've been really excited about the book series, and I've heard really good things about it. So I definitely want to reread the book series and watch the miniseries to go back to it. So also definitely goals for this one. I definitely think I want to be getting to 2021. Next book series I want to reread is going to be Sloppy First by Megan McCaffrey. So this is actually Charmed Thirds. For some reason, I've misplaced my Sloppy First book and Second Helpings. I don't know why those two are missing. But this was a book series that I probably read when I was maybe already 18 or 19. So I was a little bit older, but they're kind of older YA anyway. I've heard they do not age well, unfortunately, in regards to consent and toxic relationships, murky things like that. I remember really loving the series, and I definitely binged it when I first read it. So I definitely want to go read back and look at it with new lens. Yeah, I've heard not good things. They do not age well, which is very unfortunate because I do remember really loving the series. But still a series that I want to reread and judge for myself. And if it's really as toxic and terrible in a reread, then maybe just unhaul the series, unfortunately. We'll have to see. The next one I want to reread is going to be Meg Cabot's Meteor series. So Meteor series is based on the relationship between Suzanne. I want to say her name's Suzanne. I can't remember her name, the main protagonist's names. But Jessie is a ghost. She moves to a house where there's a really cute teenage ghost. They have a connection. She sees ghosts. She's seen ghosts for years, but she's never had to live with a ghost. And it's a great series. I strongly recommend it if you like a romance paranormal series, and it's YA romance, so it's mostly clean romance. It's one of my favorite series. I don't own any of the books. At least they're not here. I might own them. They might still be at my parents' house. But she recently announced that it's definitely going to move forward with a TV show or a movie of some kind which I'm really, really hyped and excited for. Granted, due to the pandemic, filming things and potential of that has kind of come to a standstill right now. But I really want to reread the series. It was one of my favorite series growing up, one of my favorite Meg Cabot series, all the things. Yes, I'm really excited about it. Jesse is also one of my favorite heroes, romantic heroes of all time, especially for YA romance. So, very exciting. The next one I need to reread is going to be Scott Westerfeld's Ugly series. This is also been optioned recently for a movie over the last year, so there's been progress on that. There's plans in the works for something happening. I really liked his Ugly series, so I'm really excited to go back and reread Uglies and probably Pretties. So I don't know if this is just going to be the movie is just focused on Uglies or if it includes Pretties, but I want to read both of them because they go hand in hand so closely together. So we will see. I might skip specials though. Wasn't my favorite of the series. Probably just read Uglies and Pretties. Definitely a series that I want to reread as well. And the next book is going to be Good Omens by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman. This is also one I want to reread. It was such a slow read for me. Not one of my favorites. It's on one hand, it's just very slow. Not to say I disliked it, because I liked it, but I didn't love it. Except the Amazon series came out that was inspired by it or adapted from it. And David Tennant is the devil, who I love him so much. And I've seen so many great memes and so many great things from the show. But I really, really need to reread Good Omens because I read it, but I literally do not remember anything, hardly anything about it. Except he says really vile words to his plant, and his plant is so terrified his plant grows really well. Which was really funny to me for some reason as a daughter of someone who works in agriculture. Just talking to a plant to make it fear for its life and grow cracked me up for some reason. That's literally the only thing I remember from this book. So I definitely want to try to reread it. I don't know if I'm going to try to reread it physically. I thought maybe I'd listen to an audio for it and see if maybe that would be more engaging for me, because I just remember it being really, really of a slow read for me. I had a really hard time picking it up. I want to try it again. I do remember there was humorous parts, and I do remember that it was enjoyable. I wonder if, I'm not sure who narrates it. I'm curious if Neil Gaiman narrates this as well, because he narrates all of his books. Considering this is written with Terry Pratchett, though, I'm not sure. Here's hoping. I want to try to reread it and watch the Amazon series, because I've been really excited to watch the Amazon series, but I need to reread this book first before I do. I'm going to say the next author I need to reread, because she has several series, and I need to reread several of her books, because it has been a very long time since I have read a lot of these. That would be Tamara Pierce. So this is the Becca Cooper series. This is a series I definitely need to reread. Terrier is the first book in the Becca Cooper series. Another Tamara Pierce series I need to read is Alanna's series, Dane's series, and I want to read the Circle of Magic series again as well. Especially the Dane series, because she came out with a book that was based on a prequel for Numar, and Numar is one of the characters from Dane's series. I can't remember the name of her series in general, but it's Dane. Dane is the main character from that one. I read them in high school. Again, it's easily 20 years. Although I think I read Becca Cooper about 10 years ago. But definitely Dane's books, Alanna books, Circle of Magic books, I all read in high school. I definitely want to reread them. I'm super, super excited about rereading them. So here's hoping. Tamara Pierce is the OG of female-led fantasy for YA. She basically started the genre on her own. It did not exist really until she started writing them back in the 80s. So mad respect for Tamara Pierce, and she's also a delight if you meet her in person. So definitely want series that I want to reread. I heard that they're finally getting optioned for a TV show that's been in the works for a while. I'm hoping that Tortall is like her main world building. And if you want any sort of fantasy series that has great world building, read everything that's set in Tortall. They're amazing. So I'm very, very excited. I want to reread them. I think I'm going to I don't have a lot of them. I don't own a lot of them physically. So I think I'm going to do a lot of them probably through audio. And I've heard really good things about the audios for those books. So here's hoping, fingers crossed. Definitely some books. I definitely want to reread some Tamara Pierce books for 2021. Fingers crossed. And the next book series that I want to reread is going to be the Lunar Chronicles, starting with the Cinder book by Marissa Meyer. This is a book series. If you have seen my channel at all, you've seen that I've talked about this book series ad nauseum. It's one of my favorites. I definitely want to give it a reread just because I've really enjoyed it and I've forgotten so many elements already. It's only been a few years, so definitely a series that I want to reread because I love it so much. And also, I think there's been talk of also it getting an adaptation, so here for it, all of it. Very exciting. And last, but certainly not least, definitely a book series that I need to reread is going to be the Percy Jackson series by Rick Riordan. I'm still amidst trying to read the series about Apollo. That is the third spin-off series of the Percy Jackson series. I'm a little bit crushed that the Percy Jackson kind of world kind of ends with the Apollo books, so I'm holding off on not reading them. I definitely need to get through them though. I'm devastated by that series ending and having like a note of finality to it, but I am going to try to finish them this year in 2021 as well. But definitely a reread of the series. As everyone in the Percy Jackson universe knows, or who's read the books knows, that they recently have been selected to be adapted for Disney Plus, for a Disney Plus series, and Rick Riordan apparently is very heavily involved. I'm stoked, I'm hyped, I'm psyched for it. This is what I need in my life. I hope it's gotta be better than the movies. Nothing could be as bad as the movie was. So fingers crossed, the series is gonna be great, and obviously because of that, I need to go back and read the series. So I definitely want to do at least the Percy Jackson series and the Heroes Olympus series, because that was absolutely my favorite series in the Percy Jackson universe. Percy Jackson series is a little bit more juvenile, and I feel like the Heroes Olympus series is a little bit more grown up. Yes, I'm super, super hyped for all of that. Very exciting. So those are the series I need to reread. I don't know if I'm going to reread them all in 2021, but definitely there's a few of them that I want to get started and attempt to read in 2021. Let's keep hoping that this will happen. If there's any series that you want to reread, comment down below and let me know. If you like what you saw and want to see more bookish things from me, please subscribe and hit bells and likes and all the things. I would really appreciate it. And you can see all my social medias linked down below as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye!